Hello and welcome to Tea Time on PlusTvAfrica, where the big stories live. So this is a show called Tea Time, like I just mentioned. We are an entertainment analysis show that does it better than anyone else. If I do say so myself, we basically analyze and dissect all the important entertainment stories that happen. Anything important, any structure that's been made, any new information, you would hear it on this table. And if it's big, you best believe that we will talk about it. And when I say we, I mean Makoro and I. We used to be more than this, but today it's just me and my namesake. My one and only, no one has never failed me. We're always here together, no matter what. No matter what, come rain, come sunshine. How's it going?
Bless.
I didn't think I was going to come to the show today.
Why?
Because I got a visitor today. That visitor.
Oh,
wow.
wow.
And I was like, oh my gosh.
I'm sure you must have been really excited when you saw the story of a lady and a husband who started paid leave.
Do you know that I talked about it?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I told my housemate today, I was like, why am I not working that kind of company? I just say, hello, my visitor has come, so 2 days, 3 days, I'll see.
You still get paid.
I'll see you later. But, you know, some months are good, some months are not. And I think based on your diet, if you're stressed and everything. So I saw that I could still function. And by the time I took painkillers, I was good. So I'm like, okay.
It's a good month.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it. But what about you?
How was your weekend, though?
How was my weekend? It was fine. It was very fine. I played house a lot.
I played house a lot. So I think I'm growing up.
Getting old.
Yeah. I know it's not even getting old. I'm old. So I think I'm good. You know, you can be, getting old and still not grown. You still want to do all those things.
Fair.
But these days, I don't have the energy for all that.
It's energy for me too. Like I thought about this weekend. I thought loud music. And I just felt stressed.
So what happened?
I'm like, no, I'm not doing that.
What happened was I actually went out on Friday. I was out on Friday with friends, and the music was so loud, and I kept thinking to myself, what are you doing here? What exactly is happening? What are you dancing?
What's going on?
What type of dance is this?
Hey, what type of dance is this,
I was lost. Like, I couldn't just fit in anymore.
Aww.
And I didn't drive. My friend drove to the club, so I parked in his house. Do you know? Let's go now. When it was like 1 a.m., guy, let's go there. She say, guy, chill small now. 2, I chill, let's go. And, I just took a Taxify.
Wow, that
straight
bad.
to my car. Went home to the way I turned on the AC, pulled my duvet, I felt so good. Like, yes, this is where I need to be. And all that noise. And
right.
all that
Okay,
stuff.
so I actually decided to go out on Friday, but it wasn't like a club setting or whatever. Just like
hang out.
Yeah, hang out with some friends. And it was nice. The conversations was nice. And then after like 11:30, I just started doing curfew. I've never used that excuse before. And that never stops me from moving around. But I was like, guys, there's curfew. I need to go back.
I think some days are good for all that, especially. And the vibe was actually very good, but I just didn't.
Where did you go?
Somewhere that I don't want to give them free PR.
I wasn't know that. Even me, so I wanted to talk about the place that I went to go and said that they had a really nice view with the water. But I'm like, first of all, these people have not paid me.
But let me tell you the places that that turn me on these days. When you have live band, right? And you have some.
Nothing can go south, Joe. If the music is not nice, it sounds like noise when you're hearing bad voice
No,
live.
but the music has to be nice. You need to know who's playing.
Yeah.
So, all those live band things, just calm. When you're sitting there, you can tell them. They actually listen to you. Do you understand? They actually reduce it. They're putting you into consideration, not where the noise is so. And we're sitting very close to the speakers.
I think you're getting old. You wouldn't have said this last year.
Yeah, I wouldn't have.
No, you wouldn't have.
I wouldn't have.
All right, let's start into some of the conversations that we've had. So we like to do, like the tradition here, especially when I get the chance, is to follow up on stories. We've talked a lot about AKA and the passing of his fiancée. He recalled that Tembe died weeks ago, that she fell from the 10th floor of the Pepper Club Hotel in Cape Town. AKA now in a statement on his official Twitter page said, every day since her death feels like a mountain to climb. He appealed for privacy as he is still emotionally down and tried to seek clarity about her death. Part of the statements read, I miss Anele and I am heartbroken at the unfulfilled life we planned together. Her tragic loss has taken a toll on me emotionally and psychologically. Insinuations and innuendos made on my personhood have made it even more difficult to process, and the strain our families have taken is unspeakable, which is why at this time I choose to retreat to honor my journey, praying that the moment of stillness may bring me closer to some sanity. I mean, he goes on, if you read it, I think it's one of the most beautiful write-ups I've seen about somebody asking for a space. And the story is just really sad. It's been sad from the beginning, and hearing him put those words together is just as sad.
But I didn't get the insinuations and innuendos, because have you heard anyone insinuate anything about this
I
person?
mean, I think obviously I can't imagine what his own personal experience is in regards to this, right? Like, just because I don't see it doesn't mean it's not happening in his life. So if the owner of the life has said he's having innuendos and insinuations, then that's what he's going through. But there are the obvious ones, that he's killed her. That one is there.
Really?
Yes, especially when the dad broke his silence and said it wasn't suicide. And then you see that somebody fell off a 10-story building and you were the last person there. So if it was not suicide, did they push her off? Did she fall? Were they fighting? All those kind of assumptions. So, I mean, we cannot... Oh, you want to say that has never happened? You've not seen it anywhere,
No, I wanted to get that part. Now, I wanted to know if, yes, of course, I'm not even going to lie. Personally, the thought crossed my mind, especially when they said, but I haven't heard no one else say it out loud. Like, the same way I haven't said it out loud.
Ooh,
do you understand?
So they've said
I haven't seen it. I haven't read it where somebody said AKA must be involved, or let's investigate. You know, when the whole Barry J thing and the way people were so all out talking about Barry J, that this guy should be arrested, this guy should be this guy is the killer. That didn't happen in this case. Oh, I haven't seen it.
It's been there. I mean, they've even said things like he's the one who is, he's not helping her life, and that if she knew she had depression, why was he even dating her? That his lifestyle is too chaotic for somebody who's not emotionally strong. They've said that he gives her drugs. They've said all sorts of things, especially if you enter, like, dig deep into what's it called? Essay Twitter.
I think
they've even accused him of being an Illuminati and that he sacrificed his girlfriend to
Can
blue.
you imagine? I think I just paid attention to the dad and I was respecting their privacy, so I didn't bother to dig.
No, there's a lot. There's a lot of insinuations and innuendos for sure that's going on with that. And when I first read the story and I saw
it crossed my mind too, though. I ain't gonna lie.
Of course it will. 90% of the time, the person that accused you is your lover.
It crossed my mind. I'm not even gonna act like it didn't.
And even when I saw the title and it said, AKA breaks his silence, I thought he was going to say something about the way she died. But when I read it, I was like, okay, sorry, but like I thought he was going to...
He's also not, he still hasn't confirmed if it's a suicide. So
not,
at the end of the day, there is still more to the story.
Exactly.
We still don't have enough.
So I think it's fair to say that people are insinuating because we don't know the full story. And I don't think the dad's breaking of silence was very helpful at all. Like, you now say this girl was never depressed. So how did she die?
She was 21 and that was,
So she's been on floors twice and she's not depressed. So who's putting her on those ceilings?
Yes, she started going on the ceilings when she became 21. Do you understand? So she didn't have any history of depression
before that.
Yes, before she became 21. And I think that was when she started the whole drug use as well, because he also spoke about it.
I mean, there is a lot. Even when the relationship first started, there was obviously concerns about the age difference as well, that she's very young and he's quite old or whatever. But, I mean, the man is mourning his fiancée. I think we really need to start getting more empathetic to people in times like this. I remember Barry J, even over the weekend, he uploaded a picture of himself in tears.
Crying.
Did you see the comments? People are awful. And why are you not showing it? Or why are you Kiniko? If you don't show it, you say that these people are not showing their emotions. Now that you show their emotions, you say, why are you posting on social media? Like, guys, celebrities are also just flesh and blood like everybody else.
True. But, in some cases. In some cases, though.
Okay, so you thought it was...
No, I didn't think... Obviously, it's his emotions, it's his feelings, but I didn't think it was necessary.
Okay.
I didn't think it was necessary.
Should we move on?
Before we start... So you're crying and you're doing a story. Come on, man.
Fair.
No, like, think
about
it. Why
not? What is wrong? So wait. If I did that, would you have a problem with it?
Yes. If anyone did it. Because I feel like such moments are your private moments. Nobody needs... I don't know how to explain it. If it was a regular person, I would still have a problem with it. Even if the person was just a random, I just stumbled on, show more reels.
Okay, but if I'm happy, like let's say I get a car for the first time, or maybe not even for the first time.
That's a car.
But what's the difference? It's all emotions like that are all private moments. Who needs to know that I'm excited about my first car?
Who doesn't need to know? Hey, you don't know that part. Hey, you must know about that one now. But You know, when you're crying and you're actually talking about somebody that, in a case that is still ongoing, that you were the prime suspect, thank
I'm
God
just
you've been
beginning
let off.
to get the vibe that you just don't like when people show weakness, because even when people ask for GoFundMe,
Show no weakness. Show no weakness.
toxic masculinity, please show
It's
weakness, cry, do what you need to
It's
do.
okay. See, I never said, Barry J, don't cry in your private corner. If he was crying at home and someone was making
What's
the video,
wrong with him crying?
and somebody was making,
he's
it's
sharing with
okay.
his fans that he misses his friend. What's the issue?
I just don't.
Cool.
Okay, it was okay. It's all right, but it was unnecessary. Could he have done better? Could someone else have reacted differently? But to think of it again, he's also very young, so you can't expect him to. You
How
know,
old is he?
should be like 25, 26. They were. Yeah.
He failed. Yeah, old though. If 25, 26 is very young. Hey, so what's now 18 or 19? Anyway, let's move on. Nollywood actress Biodun Okeowo has said that her colleague Olarewaju James, alias Baba Ijesha, has brought disgrace upon them over his alleged rape case. Taking to her Instagram page, the movie star and entrepreneur expresses her disappointment with the veteran Yoruba actor famous for interpreting comic roles. And I quote, "Please, who has the footage where this disgusting, abominable, and unimaginable act is being committed? Or at least his confession. I have some unused curses." Excuse me. If he was found guilty, this is hard to believe. She went on and said that it's even like crestfallen is even an understatement. I am emotionally shattered. Can't wrap it off my head. If this is true, then Baba Ijesha disgraced us. There's been a lot more responses. I've seen some
The
that
best I've seen is Yabo Ojo. Did you see Yabo Ojo's response? So her response was nobody whatsoever should try to defend him. Like, even though we're waiting for evidence to come out, but please do not defend, because she's in the comment section and some people are already defending him, saying that, oh, let the footage come out, oh, let this, let that. And she made a very valid point. She said this is the reason why the male child or the girl child, the boy child or the girl child will not speak up, especially when it's somebody influential. Imagine
Of
you are
course.
defending, imagine you see one of your faves defending a rapist. How do you want to speak? That person has already
Exactly.
influenced your thoughts.
Exactly.
Do you understand?
Exactly.
So how do you speak again? That person, because you're looking up to this person and this person is defending Baba Ijesha.
Yes.
You understand? So
Yes.
it's so she's like, no celebrity should defend him for now.
Yeah.
Just let the law take its course. And I was like, this is the best thing anyone can say on this case, because in as much as a lot of people want to say, oh, let's wait for evidence, where's the footage, where's the confession? Well, that's not our business.
Honestly
right now.
speaking,
This guy has been arrested, and if he's guilty, he should be held accountable.
I've always said this, even when we have rape cases and all of that, I hate when people start saying that, well, let's not rush and let's not judge. So this is my theory. If any woman, anybody, any victim comes out and says, this person did this thing to me, I believe you instantly. Now, the only thing I'm going to be cautious about is how much anger I take towards the other person. But I think it's the other person's responsibility to prove innocence, in my opinion. It is not the victim. It's not the victim. I'm not gonna be asking. But where is your evidence? And where is your proof? No. You that they've accused. Where is your evidence that you didn't do that? And a good example is Justin. When they said, oh, he was raped or whatever. I mean, me immediately I was like, yes, Mr. Justin, you've been accused. Please come to the floor and make your claim or whatever. I didn't tweet that, but that was my intention, right? Like, believe the victim first. And that's exactly what he did. The first time he tweeted and said, I did no such thing, they were like, yeah, story, everybody says that. But then he got his receipts, because guess what? It's so innocent. It's so easy to prove your innocence. When you're innocent, it's when you're not, they not start saying, oh, people are lying, and it's all just banter and vibes and words and stuff like that. Because I know I saw something on the weekend that pissed me off, and I always used to promise myself, you would not comment on Instablog. You would not be one of those people who drag with anybody on Instablog, because I find it really ratchet. But I had to just reply one comment where they were like, they posted something.
I tried to reply some girl on one of those blog sites, and then next thing, I think I just did arts, and I didn't write anything. And this one thought I was trying to toast and slid in my DM. I mean, I wanted to insult.
Can you imagine?
I was like, okay. Go on.
That calm down. Anyway, you know, there was a lady, an actress that said that she doesn't like the cancelling culture, that we've all cancelled by Ijesha, and that we should stop, we should not do that, we should wait for him to,
That's a problem in itself.
Are you dumb or
Because
like...
if you're talking about child molestation, child abuse, and all of that, it's not
We've
even...
gotten official statements, by the way, from
By the
authorities
police.
that they are investigating the situation. It's not the time to now all of a sudden be... You know what's so funny? Why are you all of a sudden remembering critical thinking in this particular situation? But somebody else will now say something that's so chill and so simple. That's when you want... See...
It's really sad.
It's upsetting
really
me.
And it will keep going on this way if we keep protecting celebrities and if we keep sharing the thoughts that, or if we keep having the thoughts that because they're celebrities, we watch them on screen, we listen to their music, we know these guys. We do not know them. We don't know what they're capable of doing. So don't think because you've watched Baba Ijesha for so many years, you feel like you know who the guy is or what he can do. I don't know what he's capable of doing. Same way, no one can say they know what Ife is capable of doing. Apart from murder, you know, everybody knows I can't kill anybody. Everybody knows I can't steal, you know. Yeah, so basic things like... Well, I don't know. I don't know about you, so you shouldn't be able to know about me.
I think everyone is capable of doing anything. You just have to be pushed into the right kind of pressure, and then you surprise yourself. That's my own personal belief.
No, that's not
except
type of
you're
pressure
like
that'll make you do those two things, you know.
Storing. Let hunger wipe your face like this, as in like you are subjected to nothing.
I'll work.
Oh, no, you see, again, you have to have the right amount of pressure. I don't think you can know yourself until you've been in all situations. Because I know for a fact that with the right amount of pressure, you'll surprise yourself. That's what I know, Sha.
Do you think you'll commit murder?
Me, I'll commit murder. If my life was at risk, I will. If you're coming to come and kill me, I'll find the right energy. Again, it really depends on the pressure. But anyways, again, I'm going to round up this conversation with two things. Parents, please be more careful with your children. It is your responsibility to make sure that they are okay. I don't know why this lady put a CCTV camera in her house on the 7th year. Like, what were you observing? What did you notice? And whatever she did, like, she should advise other people so they can start noticing it much earlier. Did you see the monster
that was throwing a baby on the chair?
No,
Anyways,
I don't want to see things like that. I don't want to see things like that, please. No. Anyway, let's move on really quickly. But yes, again, be careful, parents, and even for men, just fix up, please. Reality TV star Uriel Oputa has blatantly opposed the view of the American rapper The Game and regarding girls with popping Instagram accounts having a suspicious figure sponsoring their glow on social media. The American rapper in a tweet advised men to go for girls with fewer Instagram followers and blurry photos rather than with a massive followers who flaunt themselves in amazing photo shoots while claiming that the latter is funded by a man that is not in the picture. And the reaction to that is where Uriel has basically debunked that claim. And she maintained that not all girls with those kind of flamboyant lifestyles with a lot of followers have sugar daddies. And she remained that there are some girls who have decent jobs that look nice and presentable in their photos. Your point.
I think I've been offended by the Game's posts, especially the ones where he said, oh, he's not going to pay for this, he should give me you half of that, for you to be giving half of this, for you to be splitting bills. So I felt those are like very stereotypical.
It is very stereotypical.
Stereotypical ways of thinking, especially in 2021, where everybody is talking about partnership in a relationship. And it's not a decision of whether it's a man's world, it's a man's responsibility. I think we're all beginning to think past that, and we're beginning to see a lot of women. Now, I even saw a debate on social media over the weekend that said 80% of women actually take care of their homes compared to the men. But we don't talk about these things. And it's true, because when I was in Ghana, I saw a lot of men that were full-time house husbands.
Yes, now.
Do you understand? And they were doing those things. But
There's
we don't
people
talk
going
about
to
these
work
things.
and are not bringing any money home. Like,
Do
things
you
are not
understand?
working. They have dry moments.
Yeah. And so, I don't know. It's just... And it's also crazy for a lot of people. I know when Ewa was still here, we were coming to work together, and then we saw a lady in a G-Wagon. I've shared this story before. We saw a lady in a G-Wagon, very clean one. I think that was like 2019 or thereabout. It was that same year's model. And I was like, whoa, that man, see, this man was banding. See, you understand? And then immediately, both of us just looked at each other. That imagine how we just profiled this woman. What if she worked hard for the money? So since then, I've taken my mind off. So when I see a woman driving a flashy car or looking good, I don't think about a man anymore. In fact, it even gingers me to want to approach, because you know that these are the ones that, you know, when physics hits the fan, they'll be able to support you. Do you understand? Like, those are even the ones, because these days it's really a turn off for a lot of men when you find a woman that doesn't have a drive, that is not ambitious, that is not, you know, looking for other ways to, you know, stack up her own paper. It's really upsetting these days. And I think for every man, dating a broke woman is like the worst thing you can ever.
Okay, so I guess that's mutual, because nobody wants a broke man. To be honest, nobody wants a liability. And I agree with what you're saying, but on the flip side, to also just balance the conversation, I think that game is onto something for sure. I think quite a lot of girls that are on Instagram with the kind of following and a certain kind of aesthetics, because most runs babes have the same, as most of them have the same aesthetics. You can tell, and you know that
somebody's funding.
This is your thing. Because let me tell you, social media for a lot of people, including myself, it's a way to advertise who you are, right? And based on the kind of pictures, there's some pictures that I like, but will never get to Instagram, because it's not going to communicate what I am after. Do you get what I mean? If it's too silly, it depends. It really depends on what it is. I don't want to just promote the wrong things. For example, now I like my private life private. There's some pictures that I take with people that are very intimate, like with family or with a partner, whatever. They would not get to social media, not because they're not nice pictures, but I just don't want to communicate that you have access to my private life. Now, runs babes have an aesthetics. Usually, again, hear my words, usually, not everybody, I'm not generalizing, but I'm saying that there is a big pool of people that it's very obvious what they're selling. And I'm not here to say that that's a bad thing or a good thing. You can do your thing. But there are runs girls who have that aesthetics. They have quite a lot of following. They're selling lifestyle. They're selling availability. They're selling accessibility. And they're selling their bodies. And that is existing there. And it thrives in social media a lot. And if anything, they're also interconnected with each other. And I don't even think they're ashamed of it, to be honest. I think what the problem here is when you carry that mindset and then generalize with everybody. Because there's some people that just like to show their bodies, but they're not even models. That's just how they express themselves. But it's not, you cannot take away from the fact that those people do exist, where they're on social media with sponsors and are looking for more sponsors on social media. So how they use their social media is kind of like with that in mind, and you can see that on your socials.
True. I totally agree, but at the same time, there are a lot of women, yes, but I like the fact that you didn't generalize it. There are also lots of women. Like I saw Erica's post. Now, she ended it with, you know, she's working hard, how she built her own house, how she's working hard to make her own money and all of that. Then she now said that, and my future husband will still provide everything that I need, not because I can't take care of myself. Now, I think that's a very powerful line. So if you still want a man to do things for you, or if a man still goes ahead to do things for an established woman, that's okay. All well and good. But it shouldn't be because you can't take care of yourself. That's where the problem lies.
I mean, I think here in Nigeria, it's very common where people use relationships to elevate their social status. To be honest with you, even that one again, I'm not upset with it. As long as both parties know, it's very okay. It's very common.
It's a transaction.
It is, and I think every relationship is transactional. The reason why you don't complain about it is because the transactions are fair. So it doesn't cost you anything, and what you're receiving is what you're giving. So it makes sense. It's only now when you've promised me that you love me for who I am, only to find out that you only love my money, and then there's like there's issues. But I know a lot of couples that have started families, and one partner has elevated the other financially. Do you get what I mean? Like, maybe the man marries into a rich home and the woman sets him up, or vice versa. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that per se. You just have to communicate that better. And if the man is interested
communication is key. I think that's the most important thing. Especially, you just need to know what your man is cool with, and you need to know what your woman is cool with, basically.
Anyway, so, I mean, Tea Time is coming right back with more topics, special guests, very, very talented guests in the building. So please, don't go anywhere.